my god, it's so cold out. Let's take that from the top. What's good, fellas? I'm Roup Reviews, and today I'll be reviewing Judas and the Black Messiah. Now, this movie is basically the story of Judas from the Bible. Now, if you don't know... There we go. Now, if you don't know this story, Judas was one of the many disciples of Jesus. He is known as the one disciple who sold out Jesus for money for him to be soon hung on the cross. In this case, Judas was considered an informant. Now, personally, I love when a title like this comes along. Something that doesn't actually have anything to do with the movie, but it's still such a good title. It kind of reminds me of Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, even though they have like nothing in common. Like when I came out of Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, I was like, why wasn't it cloudy and why wasn't there meatballs? But then once you like start to grow up a little bit, you kind of realize that that's not the point of the movie. What made the title so cool is that it had aspects of a somewhat simple story, and to just see it unfold is just so enjoyable. Any watcher could just look at the title and just know exactly what the movie's gonna be about, but nobody ever actually thinks about that. That's what makes it so fun. That's what makes it so Shakespearean in a way. Now that we're done talking about Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs and the cool title, let's just get into the actual review. Judas and the Black Messiah was a great movie. What makes it so good is the incredible filming, the great cinematography, and the powerful acting. So without further ado, let's just get into the basics.
A revolutionary! I am a revolutionary! I am a revolutionary! I am a revolutionary!
The camera angles in this picture were some of the slickest things I've seen on screen in a while. Each camera angle was just so smooth, so intelligent, it just moved right across to the next scene. The camera angles also conveyed the purity of the topic and kind of just made it smooth in a way where I had no clue that the camera was changing some of the time. Now, to me, the cinematography was the best thing about this film. Cinematography was beautiful. Some of the best cinematography I've seen since 1917, to be honest. And you guys remember 1917. Some of the best visuals. I love beautiful visuals. I love the detailed portrait. And one of the coolest things I thought about Judas and the Black Messiah was that it stayed with one color the entire way. Many of the colors were involved, but green was a very important part of the cinematography. Whether it was the soldiers' uniforms to the walls on the church that Fred Hampton spoke of, there was always that little hint of green in every scene. The last thing I really loved about this film was the acting. Lakeith Stanfield shined as the Judas type character. Going into the movie, I thought Lakeith Stanfield would just be a supporting character, but he was a lot bigger than that. Once the movie got deeper, he had a way bigger role, and I think that he was the main character in this film. It was great to see his character unfold, and as the movie went on, you're kind of stuck with this sense of he's so conflicted. You don't know whether you should like him or not. I think Lakeith Stanfield was the best actor in this film. Jesse Plemons also did a great job, who is kind of an underrated actor in my opinion. He's been getting a lot more roles, and he's just been doing such a great job with his acting performances. He also was a character that seemed a little bit conflicted, and he just failed to show it. And it was a really great performance because although you wanted to know what was going on in his mind, there was more things in the movie that were going on that was more important. And finally, Daniel Kaluuya, I don't know how to pronounce that. And there's another car interrupting my service again. You know, why do I even do Roup reviews? Like, and finally, Daniel Kaluuya. Finally, Daniel Kaluuya. I think it's Kaluuya, but I'm not sure. It's either Kaluuya or Kaluuya. I think it's Kaluuya. Daniel Kaluuya. That's his picture of him. There you go. Daniel Kaluuya did a great job as Fred Hampton. I think Daniel Kaluuya really got to me with his powerful speaking and his just great acting. It was just such a good performance. Now it's part of the review. This is a new thing, but just go along with it. Like, whatever. Just go along. All right? Just go along with it. It's time for me to predict the Oscar nominations for next year. If I think there's any Oscar nominations, I'll say it right now. Or another case, if I think anything in this movie is going to be nominated for an Oscar, here are my predictions. I think that Shaka King is going to be nominated for Best Director. I think that the movie is going to be nominated for Best Cinematography. I think Lakeith Stanfield is going to be nominated for Best Actor, which is a little different because he seemed like a supporting character, but I think he was the lead in this movie, and I think people will notice that. I also think that Daniel Kaluuya will be nominated for Best Supporting Actor. I don't know if any of them will win because this is like the first really good movie I've seen of 2021. So we'll see, but those are my predictions. I also think that Judas and the Black Messiah should win Best Title. Sadly, that's not a category. So in conclusion, Judas and the Black Messiah brought strong acting, great cinematography, and very brilliant themes. I give Judas and the Black Messiah an 8.3 out of 10. That is a certified Roup Reviews score. Now I gotta get out of here. It's so cold. Jeez.